I'm Jody Jacobs.
And I'm David Gustin.
And we're here for a special segment. David, sometimes we've got planned guests on the show, and sometimes somebody so fabulous walks in the door downstairs, and our executive producer and the founder for the Daily Blue says, you know what, this story needs to be heard. I think we've got one of those wonderful guests here today.
You see a big smile on my face? Yeah, that's because that's absolutely correct. This is not for TV. This is why we do what we do.
Get the word out. Yep.
So, man, I'll let you take over the next guest. I mean, you interview this lady. I'm just going to stand back and smile. I might butt in every now and then, but take it over, Jody.
So we have a fabulous woman with us today. Her name is Christine Fitzpatrick. Christine, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
I know it was a little bit of a whirly coming upstairs today, but tell us a little bit about what you do. I know Corinne fell in love with you downstairs, and I've met you before. We'll chat if we have time. But tell us a little about the great things that you're doing here.
Well, I run a baseball league for children with disabilities, with severe disabilities. It's called the Miracle League of Long Island. And I started the league up about 3 years ago down here on the island. Prior to, I was involved up in Westchester, and the program was just so touching to me, I had to bring it down onto Long Island. And we started out with 30 kids and about 30 volunteers 3 years ago. And this year we had over 200 families and over 1,000 volunteers to bring the community in.
Amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
That's so great work.
How did that come to pass? Has this touched your life in some way? You know, we've got some, you know, there's Special Olympics, there's things that we know about, but this is real communal, this is local, and this touches the hearts of everybody here, being able to go down someplace and, you know, watch their kid or support their kids playing baseball. How did you get involved?
It's amazing to me that there are so many young kids that want to get involved and really do want to volunteer, but there's, you know, not a lot of outlets to go and do it, and it just breaks the barrier for our kids that are in middle school, high school, even in college, to work with a child with special needs and understand that you can be friends with them. And it also cuts down on the bullying, because you learn to understand what that child's disability is, and if they're acting strange or whatever, now you know why. It's not that they wanted to be that way, it's because that's who they are. So, you know, getting the word out has been amazing, because the kids that come down the first time to volunteer, I can't get rid of them now. They keep coming back. And last year, when I first started out, it was really hard getting volunteers. Our volunteers are called buddies, and that stands for because unbelievable dedication deserves you.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, the first year was calling people and knocking on doors. Last year, I was getting phone calls of people that wanted to keep coming back down. They got to a point where I couldn't have them come and be volunteers, but I said, at least come down and cheer that. I mean, we had one event that we had over 250 volunteers come down just for the day. So the word's really getting out.
Is this in any way taking place around the country? And the reason I'm asking is it should be.
Yes.
You know, here you are in Westchester, made it work. You came to Long Island. You went from 30 volunteers to 1,000. It's only because people didn't hear about you yet, but now they're going to hear about you.
Exactly.
And they're going to hear about you because this is a win-win-win-win-win-win-win.
Sure.
Is there a website for this too? Or?
Yes, my website is www.ml and then Long Island spelled out.com.
Now your company is Spectrum Designs Foundation, and the Miracle League, I mean, that's the one. How can anyone just not love that? But you as a whole help put together things to help charities. You'll explain it much better than I do. What is the Spectrum Design Foundation
What Spectrum Design is we're actually an apparel company, and we do screens on t-shirts, and we do embroidery work, but the unique part about Spectrum Design is that we employ young adults with autism and other special needs, and we acclimate them into the workforce. So we give them an education that they can go out on their own and work. We give them a life skill. So yeah, it's a phenomenal organization. I met them 3 years ago to go get my uniforms. I walked through the door and I said, oh, you're never going to get rid of me. And now I'm their sales manager.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
We've had a guest in the past, Doug King, and Doug says how we you know, brought together the abled and disabled world, and that's what you do. But when you talk about the kids, so you break that barrier, but also there's a thing of compassion.
Sure.
In our last episode, we were talking everyone needs to be needed. You want to feel needed? Bring one of your kids to help one of these kids at this place, and they'll see how needed they are. And this sets the groundwork for stuff that can't be put in a box, can't be described or anything like that.
And Doug King, he's got a foundation because he does talk about putting the ability back in disability, and he has done that. He actually championed that, where he's been on, I think it's the Yankees team. He's been on a hockey team as well. So he'd be a great person for you to talk to as well.
I would love to.
I think the both of you with that shared passion would be able to do some even more some things on that.
And the pre-screening of this, you being here, I heard you were a javelin champion and held a javelin championship record for decades. I heard you were a champion something else. You know what you are? Man, you're a champion in the community, which it's great to be all those champions, but you're a real champion as far as I'm concerned. You know.
And in life, a real hero. I understand that you're a cancer survivor.
Yes, I am.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I know that's our common thread with Moms Who Kick. So tell us a little bit about how you did that, and maybe getting involved with Joanne Hutchins and
I met Joanne. She's a beautiful woman, and asked me to be on her calendar for Moms Who Kick for cancer survivors. I'm an actually 22-year ovarian cancer survivor. So thank you. It's a very rare form of cancer, and I was very lucky to survive it. I actually did experimental chemotherapy. And the chemo that they use now for this specific disease, I was a part of that study way back when, 22 years ago, because I really wanted to have a child. And I lost my fertility, I lost all my hair. When I got married, I was bald, and you know, it did. It took a while, but it did. And I lost my fertility. My doctor said if you were to ever get it back, because it was that extreme of chemotherapy, he said it would happen in about 2 years. I got pregnant 2 years to the month of my last treatment.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
you're a walking miracle. I just got chills. Oh God, for everything.
And he's 19 now, so.
Hey, Long Island. Hello, Long Island is your show. It's our show. Everything we do, you represent everything. Jody, I, Corinne, the producers here, all of us, the Daily Blue. You represent everything that we hope to represent. Any last thing to end this wonderful segment? Could we have her back? Try to talk to her people. I want your people to talk to her people. We want her back.
We will. We'll talk to the producer Donna Drake. We'll get you back on. We want to thank Corinne Caro for meeting you downstairs and falling in love with you, which is easy.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank
you so much for being here.
Truly an honor.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Want to take us out?
Man, from Hello, Long Island.
Goodbye, Long Island.
See you next time. Thank you.